are you having trouble like coordinating yourself as a group? You're all pretty quiet over here.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying? Okay. So what could you do? Let's see. So let me see. Where are you right now?
Figuring out how to make an ice.
How about, let me hear from somebody else, Aaron. So Carmel, where do you think we are?
We were trying to make all the shapes, and then we realized that we couldn't make the trapezoid.
You cannot make a trapezoid yet. Okay, but you can make the others.
Yeah.
Are you positive that you have directions for the manufacturer for each of the others that would always work? And there's no other, not only would they always work, but there's no other way to make that shape besides what you've given. Sure about that? So I want to keep you in mind here. You might be, because you always want to, you're convincing yourself that you've got this. And you're all sort of mathematical friends because you're seeing things the same way. But try to be skeptical. Somebody in the group needs to play the role of, well, what about this? What about that? So that you make yourself, and because it sounds like there's not enough disagreement. And a disagreement is what your group needs to be a really good group.
Why are these holes not lined up?
That they aren't?
Like either the middle ones lined up and the end two aren't, or the end two
Well, that might be like sort of a manufacturing error.
Because then I noticed if you line these two up, only the two holes.
All right. So is someone willing to take kind of a leadership role? Are you the facilitator, Aaron?
No, she is.
So Carmel. So what I'm gonna remind you is you're supposed to coordinate your group, and you need to make sure everyone has something important to do. So why don't you take a status check right now, see what everybody's working on, and make a plan together. All right? Okay.
I just finished making the shapes with the small one and the big one.
Like I said, we need to figure out
Like why it works.
why.
Well, I have something. It's because if you keep it the same distance from the end, then there's going to be one pair of parallel lines, and if you keep both of them in the center, then there's going to be two pairs of parallel lines. I don't think it works with this one though. If they're the same length, and you keep them equal distance.
You lost me.
So let me show you. Okay, so here, if you keep them both 1 point away from the end, then this line is parallel to this line. No matter like if you go like this or like in a weird scissor shape. Same with this one, still parallel. Still parallel, these two.
So as long as you keep the same number of points, the two lines always going to be parallel.
And then if you keep them both centered, then you have two pairs of parallel lines, like whether you go like this, because these two are parallel, and these two are parallel.
Okay.
And then it works the first way if you keep them 1 point away, 1 point away. Then I think these two are parallel. I have to check. I don't know how. And these two I think are parallel. These two. Wait, which ones am I talking about right now? I confused myself. These two are parallel, these two are not. So, and then if you center it, it's not gonna work. Like the parallel, like it'll work with one, but actually it might work with the other two.
So,
Yeah. Okay, so if you keep them centered.
Does rhombus have two pairs of parallel lines?
Yeah. So if you keep them centered, then you get two pairs, and if you keep them the same distance, it's gonna be one pair.
Why aren't they marked off? They lied to me. Okay, so we now know if it's centered, you have two pairs of centered.
And if you have it equidistant from the end, then it has one pair of parallel.
So then, what if it's centered and we turn it?
It stays the same. They're both still parallel, no matter which way you.
Will this
Well,
just...
That one stays the same. This one doesn't. This one's weird. So you have to keep it 90 degrees on this one.
So those are only parallel if it's 90 degrees.
And then if you turn it a bit, then it just goes back to these. No. I'm confusing myself.
She's confusing herself.
I'm confusing myself.
So,
It stays the same. Yeah, no, it says the same thing here. It's fine. It just looks weird, but it still says the same.
and if we move it, what happens?
It stays the same parallel. Unless you make it not equidistant. Equidistant.